Hello and welcome to Full Fall. Before we jump into tonight's interview, I have with me a ARCA driver from City Garage Motorsports. And as you know, we have had the owner of City Garage Motorsports on the program before. And they are looking for two races for a Funker driver in their number 5 City Garage Motorsports race car. Those two races will go fast, so if you're funded and you want to get in contact with them, look them up on Facebook. But here we go. Now, let's focus on Miss Becca Monopoli. How are you doing tonight, Becca?
I am good. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. This has been a long time coming. And I got a hold of City Garage Motorsports, asked for you, and here we are.
Yeah, looking for.
So, so I guess just give me a little background of what you feel like it takes for you, uh, and the belief you have in your owner at City Garage Motorsports.
So we met with City Garage last year, beginning of the last year. I was driving for another team testing a Daytona, and they were out there seeing if they wanted to start a team. And shortly after the Daytona race, they reached out to see if I was interested in driving for them. And from there, they purchased a car, got working on it. We got it ready for IRP last year in July. That was our first race, and then Toledo, which what that's the two that are coming up for the five to be available for a funded driver. And then we've been running good with them this year, and it's just been a good team to work with. And it my dad's part of the team as well, so that helps a lot too. He's the crew chief, and he's been my spotter the past couple races as well. So it's a good family team to be part of.
So just kind of dive into that a little bit. You say your dad is very heavily involved in the team. So what what's it like having your dad as part of the team you're looking for? You started your, it sounds like you kind of started your career with City Garage Motorsports, if I'm not mistaken. That's what you just indicated. Is that correct?
Yes. So another team had approached me early last year to test out ARCA. And then we got with City Garage driving for them. So I actually raced local in Florida in pro trucks, and I did legends and super late models too. So overall racing career, we started here in Florida, and then my ARCA career did start with City Garage. Yes, but it's nice and it's convenient. It's cool having my dad on the team, because we've worked together for so long. He knows how I like my cars to feel. So he tries to get that set up as close as he can for the ARCA car for me. And he knows the feedback that I'm trying to say to him. Even if I don't know the right words, he knows what I'm trying to say. So any little adjustments we need to do, he's relaying that to the pit crew to get that done whenever I come in. So it's very helpful having someone like that on the team with me.
So, so Becca, along the lines again, um, was it pretty easy to say, you know what, I want my dad a part of this, or you know, or what kind of what kind of things does your dad do on the team that you feel really helps you as a driver?
It's been very easy. And actually, when Stuart and Jason had reached out to us to be a driver for the team, they were actually interested in Dad coming on to help as a crew chief too, because they know that we're a team here locally. And without him, I wouldn't have the success in my career that I've had. So we kind of came as a package deal, and it's been very helpful, I believe, for the team. But Dad's knowledge of the race cars has helped get the cars together. He's retired, so he goes to the shop during the week and goes and gets the cars ready before race time and puts the seats in, changes adjustments, does whatever he needs to do to get it ready for us to be able to go race wherever we happen to be going next on the schedule. So it's very helpful having him around.
So, would you say your dad is kind of like your role model, even though he's your dad, you wouldn't want it any other way?
Yes, I like having him there as a rock to lean on. It's like when you go to a new school maybe and you don't know anybody there and you just look for a familiar face kind of thing. That's having Dad on the team. That's the person I can go talk to and say the adjustments that I need and know that that person's going to listen. And I'm not saying other teams aren't like that because I don't know, but it's a good thing to have on my team.
So, when Stuart reached out to you and said, Becca, we want you to come play for us, how does that make a young lady feel she's wanted in a guy-dominated sport?
It was really, I don't even have a good word. I don't want to say cool. Cool's not good enough of a word, but it was very flattering, maybe, to have someone reach out and ask me to drive for them, wanting to start on ARCA level racing. And part of it helped that I was a local racer in the town where he has his business and wants to open up the race team. And he did his research on my background and the success that I've had racing here locally and what Dad can do and what I have done. And he wanted to have that kind of backing on his team to get it off the ground. So it was very, very neat to be have the shoulder tap to get to move up.
So, is your mom involved in the team any way, or what's her role in your racing career?
She is the team mom. So she helps with the foods, getting all the sandwiches together for the crew, making sure everybody has what they need. Any little thing, it's just like having a team mom on softball. That's my mom's role. She's my biggest fan. She's there for any little thing that needs to be done, but she's our team mom.
Oh, awesome. I love to see, that NASCAR and Arca, they're pretty much the same thing. So, what are some goals down the road you that you want to set out and accomplish?
I would like to add more races to my schedule. That'd be one goal. Something else I would like to do. And I'd like to see how far I can go, how many different levels. I'd love to try a trucks in Xfinity. Those are obviously easier attainable than cup racing is. But I just like to go as far as I can. Now, to throw a loophole in that, I'd like to try monster truck driving. That would be something fun to try. May not be a full time thing, but I'll take a ride in one of those. That'd be cool. That's on my list as well.
So, so Becca, I have to ask. And so you you say Stuart White has been a big uh big part of your young racing career. So when you first met Stuart and you kind of were in the signing phases, what was those conversations like? And like, when did you know it was a done deal?
As soon as he said, "Do you want to drive for us?" then it was yes. That was when I knew it. But the early conversations, it was all about what he envisioned for the team, what the plans would be, the places he wants to race, the schedule, who he thought for potential sponsors, people that he had kind of started in the works with, not quite landed the sponsorship yet, but um just what the plans for the team was in the upcoming year.
So, so, so when you look at City Garage Motorsports and you look at every other team out there, are you flattered that A, he came to you and you didn't have to go to him and be like, can I race for you? And there's two parts to this question. So, um, and then, and then when you knew your dad was going to be a part of it, what was your first reaction? And maybe did it get you emotional when you knew you were going to have your dad as the right hand man, the person that's going to help you get better in the Arkansas series and just in general, did it make it easier to say yes to City Garage Motorsports when you knew conversations were starting with your dad too?
So to answer the first part, yes, it was flattering because there's many drivers here in Florida, and even there's many in Lakeland that could have drove for them. So yes, it was very flattering that I was chosen for that. So it's cool to have people reach out to you and ask you for things versus you going to them. And that's always a good feeling, no matter racing or business or any kind of deal. I wouldn't say I was emotional because whether dad was going to be part of the team or not, in a working sense, my parents still would have been involved anyway. They'd be at every race with me. So they'd be there no matter what. It was just even cooler to be like, hey, dad, guess what? I'm a NASCAR driver. Guess what? You're a NASCAR crew chief. So it was just that little extra clout, I guess, to go along with it. So we had I'll say I seen it in Imlo, but when we were at Daytona, that was the first real emotional, this is really awesome moment to have together racing right before the race started. But the local short track stuff is right up our alley. It's almost like just any other Saturday at the track. It's not. It's on a bigger level. It's more prestige, but it's what we're used to track wise. But getting to run Daytona and everything that comes with that was the cool emotional moment. Like, we made it. We're racing at Daytona.
And two more, three more questions, and then we'll wrap up the show with something fun. Um, and so on that note, who who is your biggest role model in racing that is A, either in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, B, in the Cup Series, or I take it backwards, A in the Cup Series, B in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, or C in the Craftsman Cup Series on FS1 all the time.
I would have to say D. I couldn't really name a role model for you. If anything, I would say Tony Stewart. I like how he is as a driver. He's aggressive, but he gets it done. He's very straightforward in everything he says and does, and he's a businessman. So I would say that him maybe for a role model, but I don't really have a current driving role model at the moment.
Alright, and my second question to wrap up this up is your 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 mom. Um, you said she's like a team mom to everything you do. Um, so you know, to have your mom at every race, what does that mean to you? And for her to act like a team mom, like kids would have a team mom in softball or bar pole or something like that. And you got here helping the team and taking care of the team professionally.
Yes. It's really a great thing. I mean, it's not just bringing all the food and the snacks and knowing what I like and having my own little cooler. It's that emotional support that's there for me. Um, she's there taking pictures. She's helping with the autograph sessions to hand stuff out. She's always there to give me a hug and a kiss before I get in the car for the race. It's just someone good to have there to lean on. And I don't see that a lot of the drivers have that. So that's one thing I have up on them.
And my last question, and then I told you we wrap up with something fun. And and so anyway, how is like, and this might come out a little bit awkward, but how 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 do you think your faith is now that you're a race car driver, and did you ever think, wow, God, thank you, God, you got me into racing? Just talk a little about your faith, if you would, please.
So not wasn't raised very religious, but I do believe everything happens for a reason. And there's been moments where it's like, okay, God, I hear you, I get it. Um, there's been times a few years back where we were having such bad luck and nothing was going right, and it was like I'm just ready to give up. And then a certain person came up and gave me a sticker that says "Never give up," and it was just someone that was actually down on their luck. And I'm like, okay, it was one of those moments like, all right, just keep going. Then it got better after that, and then everything happens for a reason, and this just kind of fell into our laps at a different time in life too. So yeah, I he's there like, okay, I got something for you, but you gotta keep working for it. So it's a hard one to answer.
Yeah, and uh, so thank you for hitting the gas with me tonight on Full Throttle with JP. Um, it's been an honor, ma'am, to have you on this program. Uh, your Stewart um thinks very highly of you. I want you to know that he said so on the phone with me yesterday, setting this up. And, and anything, anything you like to say to wrap up the show?
I just want to thank you for having us, for having Stuart on the show, having City Garage, having myself, and helping spread the word of our team and helping us grow along our journey.
Yeah, it's been my pleasure. I hope we can do this again.
Yeah.
Until this, next time, it's time to hit the brake on full throttle for now. On behalf of Becca, myself, I thank you for hitting the gas, but it's time to pump the brake, unfortunately. That's all the time we have. Goodbye, everyone.